What's your name?
Haas. Haas, HSS.
Okay. Can you talk about the cuisine that's here?
What happened?
Can you talk about the cuisine that's here?
Yeah, Red Rooster.
Yeah.
So the Red Rooster cuisine is kind of based on like a triangular philosophy of Marcus Samuelson's life. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who Marcus is. All right. So Marcus was born in Ethiopia, right? He was adopted by Swedish parents. So you have one angle from Africa, the second angle which is Europe, and then after he was done training as a chef, or partially training, he moved to New York to work in the industry. So now that's where the triangle happened: Africa, Europe, and the U.S. Right. So what he did was he pulled inspiration from his Ethiopian background, his Swedish grandmother way of cooking, and the American style of food service and customer service, and put it together as his philosophy. So that's what he's pushing. That's what Marcus is doing as far as Red Rooster is concerned. So our cuisine here, yes, it's comfort food, but it's pulled from Ethiopia, Sweden, and American, pretty much.
Is he here often?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Can you tell us like the history of this restaurant?
So this restaurant was opened in December 2010. It was opened in December 2010. It was winter time and it was very cold, and there was so much doubt that if this restaurant would make it and what it's going to survive, because Harlem never really experienced this type of like a hyper inspired restaurant in the community, because we're so used to the only restaurant that you probably can think of when you think of Harlem would be Sylvia, right across the street from here. She's been here I believe like almost 40 years now, and so Marcus want to bring something different. He want to bring the downtown uptown, and the only way to do it, because he has such a big following and such an influence, he decided he's going to make it happen by opening something different, and that's what Red Rooster became his thing. And when they opened it, there was a lot of doubt that it was going to make it, it's not going to make it, but it's been here for 5 years. I've been working here for 3 years, and this business has been here for almost 5 years now, and it's still strong, it's still going.
What are like the pros and cons of this location?
Pros and cons of this location?
Yeah.
So the bad side of it, or the downsides of here will be the historic image of Harlem or the community, right? Because back in the 60s and the 50s, uptown Harlem was a civil rights mecca, was the mecca of the civil rights movement. This is where artists, regardless of background, whether black, white, whatever, this is where people used to come, and by way of music, poetry, paintings, people used to come here and express their way of fighting for the segregation issues, the racist issues, and so on and so forth. Harlem was the place for those, for Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. Those days, Harlem was that place, right? And then when those things happened, once we kicked down the doors, everybody kind of forgot about those moments. We let go, people got lazy, and then the community went back to, took a turn for a kind of bad moment. So actually the Red Rooster, it's one of the names that was there back then in the 50s and 60s. That's what Marcus brought the name back. So this is not the first Red Rooster.
Yeah, we saw that in the library today.
Red Rooster used to be here. There used to be a Red Rooster up in Harlem. So what Marcus is doing, he's not doing nothing new. He's doing what, when those days when there was the civil rights moment days, this is what was happening. So that's all he's bringing back. So that's pretty much will be the downsides, because that the new image before Red Rooster was people were kind of afraid to come uptown. They didn't think there's money uptown and so on and so forth. But the upsides of it is that it has created an employment. Like I used to work in Soho, and when I moved to work here, I was making twice what I was making in Soho.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and this is like a fact for me. So he's able to create a lot of employment, and by Marcus moving here as a first so-called like a powerhouse restaurant, right after him, there's been a chains of restaurants opening all over Harlem.
Yeah.
Like Marcus was able to set that trend. That was him setting that trend. So that's definitely the upside of it. He has brought so much restaurant up here by way of him starting this trend. Now there's a lot of people from the community having the jobs and so on and so forth. One of the downsides, of course, the rent shot up. A lot of people from the communities are not able to move from one apartment to the next apartment. They're gonna have to move to the Bronx. A friend of mine actually just moving, and he can't live around here no more. He just found a place up in the Bronx by Yankee Stadium. It's the only thing he can afford. But back then, you could, of course, live anywhere in Harlem. So that's one of the issues that's happening. Kind of like a gentrification. It's kind of like it's turned into a classic uptown turnover. They're just turning the people over. So that's an issue that's in the community.
Can you talk more about the gentrification?
I mean, there's good sides, there's bad side of it. One of the good sides is there's the jobs opening, restaurants are coming in, and so on and so forth. So for people who are kind of like the middle class, even black people or Hispanic middle class people who have had a job for so long, yeah, they're still in the community. Everything is beautiful with them. They're raising their family, their kids in college, and so on and so forth. And then you have what you might call the majority or half of the population where the income is not really, they're living off rent controls and so on and so forth. And now, for whatever politics that's happening, they're being pushed out, right? So that's the pushing out of the original people of the community is the issue here, because when you're pushing those people out, you're pushing the culture out. The culture of Harlem is what makes people want to come to Harlem, right? From music, painting, poetry, and so on and so forth. It's what makes Harlem what it is. And when you push the people out, you push them away with the culture. So in the end, what people don't want to see is that Harlem will become a tasteless Harlem. It will just be Harlem where people go to work and come home with no culture, right? So that's what gentrification might do. But other than that, the good side of it is people in the community are able to find a job, or you might say it's a little more safer, right, than it has been for the past 20 years.
You feel like your customer base has changed over the past couple of years?
A customer?
Like the type of customers that come into the restaurant, do you feel like the restaurant?
Yeah, but this is the thing though, like these customers have been coming here, they've always wanted to come uptown. Like African American culture or lifestyle in America is the most dominant. It's the most dominant culture in America. You can argue all you want as far as the youngsters are concerned, right? And Harlem has played a huge role in that, from Malcolm X to Marcus Garvey and so on and so forth to this day. So people always want to come uptown, but there was this stigma that make people didn't want to come uptown for so long. With things like this happening, with things like this happening, it made it so easy, so comfortable to come up here. Like I've served so many people that live in Seoul, they say, oh, this is my first time here, I didn't know, and I really loved it. Like I've served a lot of Asian people who like grew up in Flushing, and then they say, oh, I just came here to eat, and I'm moving here. Like I love it, I love what I see here, and so on and so forth. So people who like to live in a community where it's like so diverse, so cultural, they come in for the first time, they're hooked. You understand? So as far as that is concerned, yes, people are definitely, that is changing, right? People that usually wouldn't come here on a regular basis for the past 10 years, now they have no problem coming here.
What kind of socioeconomic status comes here usually?
As far as our guest-wise, you mean? Mostly, I would say a lot of working class.
Working class?
Yeah, working class, and working class, middle class. You have your super luxury top middle class to come here, but mostly it's working class. They're living around the community. They love to come and by the bar. People work in the hospitals. They work in the DMVs and so on and so forth. When they get off work, they want to come around here and have a drink or two and then go home. So usually it's like really very working class people.
All right,
like myself, I work here. on my day off, I don't come here to hang out. I go to another one of these restaurants that open up around the neighborhood. There's one across the street, one in Social. After work, we go there, we go hang out, right? But we're not no big shot. We work in the restaurant. We go to the restaurant and go hang out. So there's a lot of that happening. People just work in the community or work downtown. They're not making that much money, but they're able to pay their rent, take care of themselves, pay for their college loans, and go out to grab a drink or two, and they're good, right?
Do you have like anything else to say about your experience here?
Yeah, I think it's a good experience. I think the image of Harlem I was given a new presentation by way of the stigma of what Uptown is, you know, and things like that. I think it's a new clean slate. They're starting over, or a place where you can actually go look for a job. You can live there and look for a job and have a good friends and enjoy the community, as opposed to people used to be afraid, right? Yeah. People used to be afraid to move to the community. Now people are actually moving here and paying what, I mean, of course it might be lesser than what they're probably paying downtown, but they're happy they're moving to the community. They found a place they can go hang out. We have a club and jazz clubs downstairs. We have a lounge downstairs. If you guys want to take a look, you can walk downstairs and take a look. Obama came here, did the fundraising. Clinton is here. His office building is in the same block as us. Michelle Obama came here. We have de Blasio came here a couple of weeks ago. So these things are changing the way people think and people see Harlem, and it makes them come here. So for me, if you ask me, it's a good thing. Other than the aspect of pushing the original people in the community out. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's a good thing.
Okay. Do you have any like finishing comments?
I mean, I wish you guys good luck with the project. I hope this is going to add on to making this community, painting a better picture of the community. I hope this is one of those projects, right? Yeah. Not a project that you see that you makes you don't want to come to the community. I hope this project is one of those the project that makes you want to be a part of the community. Like, I want to live here, I want to contribute, I want to join the musical scene, I want to join the painting, the art, the artistic scene that's happening here. I want to be a part of the culture. I hope when you present this at school or whatever, I hope this create that image in people's head. Other than that bam shoot in the hair, right? So I hope that it says that.
All right.
That's my comment.
All right. Thank you. All right.